And the technology used to develop the COVID-19 vaccines is raising hopes that a cancer treatment is closer than we think. Bloomberg Health reporter Robert Langreth joins us now. Robert, it's great to have you on Quick Take today. What is the success of COVID vaccines thus far, telling us about treating other ailments that have eluded doctors for years?
Well, what's very interesting about this new technology, these very first two vaccines in the West for COVID-19, is that both the Pfizer vaccine, which got emergency clearance on Friday from the FDA, and the Moderna vaccine, which is very similar and will likely get emergency clearance by the end of the week. Both of those vaccines are made with this new technology, very new technology called messenger RNA. And this is a technology that's never been approved before for any drug or vaccine. But for these vaccines, it's looking like quite a powerful vaccine technology. And the thing about so-called messenger RNA, it can basically be used to program cells to produce almost any type of protein to treat almost any type of disease. So the potential for that is very, very broad indeed. And one of the things that both Moderna and Pfizer's partner BioNTech are testing it on are cancer. And the idea is to use messenger RNA to produce cancer vaccines. As vaccines, it would stimulate the body's own immune system to attack the cancer. Moderna earlier this year got some very preliminary but promising results in head and neck cancer. And meanwhile, BioNTech, which is a company in Germany, has primarily been focused on using mRNA until the COVID came along, has been primarily focused on using mRNA technology for cancer vaccines. That was its main focus before, and it has some promising data in melanoma. So these are generally at earlier stages of development, but it's a promising technology for one reason is because it's very fast and flexible, and you can use it to make personalized cancer vaccines that stimulate against the things that are actually in your own tumor when you have cancer, and you can do that in a reasonable period of time. That's one of the reasons people are very excited about this mRNA technology, using it in cancer vaccines.
Okay, so when it comes to cancer trials and trials against cancer with mRNA technology, we've already seen some trials of mRNA technology in this context. What did those tell us in as far as when we could see some sort of treatment or different type of treatment, mRNA treatment, for cancer?
So I would say characterize most of the other things that mRNA is being tested in cancer, but also other things like heart disease, cystic fibrosis, many different ailments. And they're at much earlier stages of testing than COVID-19. COVID-19, because then the world burns to just blast into trials quickly. And what it's done is it's proven that the technology can work in a spectacular way. But these other things like cancer and other diseases, using mRNA to treat other diseases, that is at much earlier stages. Most of the cancer work is phase 1, phase 2-ish. So we're talking a few years now. And cancer vaccines in particular have been a very difficult area. It's not a new area. Researchers have been trying to work on cancer vaccines for decades. There's been a high failure rate. So mRNA is unlikely to be like magic. It's not going to magically solve all the problems of making cancer vaccines. But the speed and the ease of the manufacturing, could make it a more practical technology if they identify the right things to vaccinate it against. So we should watch these trials over the next few years and see where it goes. And the other area I would definitely want to highlight is that now that it's COVID, that mRNAs work really well in one type of vaccine, it may be a very potent technology to use for other types of vaccines as well. And one of the things that both companies are already talking about is the potential to combine a flu vaccine with a COVID-19 vaccine if you need booster shots for COVID-19. So that in the future, if you do need a booster shot for COVID-19, you can get your flu shot and your booster shot all in one shot and be set for all respiratory viruses for the winter.
Yeah, it would be really great if we could do that sooner than later. Bloomberg's Robert Langreth, thank you for your time and for joining us on Quick Take today. We certainly appreciate it.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.